Welcome back to the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. Thank you for being with us. Time for your questions are answers. If you've got a question, send it on over to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com. Toll free, coast to coast. If you want to give us a call, 1-800-927-SHOW. 1-800-927-7469.
So this question is sponsored by Fleet Farm and fleetfarm.com. Can you feed most plants with tomato feed, or is there anything better? Thank you.
So, tomato fertilizer, tomato feed, it has a formulation for tomatoes. However, even though tomato feed is labeled for tomatoes, it works well for all types of fruiting plants to encourage fruit growth. Make sure that you mix in the fertilizer at the time of planting, or apply it according to the manufacturer's instructions. If you apply too much, the fertilizer can burn the plants, and too little won't hurt the plants, but you won't have or see any effects that you're wanting to have happen by using that fertilizer. All right, my cucumbers taste sour. Why is this?
So basically, a lot of it comes from high heat and inconsistent temperature swings. The watering process is a major impact. So too little water followed by dry spells will often cause higher levels of the bitterness and sour taste. So the biggest thing is to irrigate.
Yes.
To make sure you are watering consistently.
And harvesting at the right time helps too.
Absolutely. When they get too big, they're going to naturally just taste bitter or sour, as opposed to harvesting them when they're a little bit smaller, they'll have a better taste. Yeah,
they get to a point where they switch and they go to seed reproduction manufacturing inside of the fruit, and it doesn't care about what it tastes like, and it's not growing it for you either. All right. Let's see here. Let me see. What is the best thickness for mulch on a walk path between raised beds? So 2 to 4 inches.
Yeah, 2 to 4 inches. It will help, and then it will. If you do more than that, it won't allow drainage. So you do want some drainage. Too much mulch is bad, and obviously too little mulch is not good.
Yeah, if you're not going to put enough down, there's no point of putting anything down. And, you can get mulch either delivered from your local municipality. In this instance, you don't have to really worry about what, like with soil, you need to kind of know the source. Is it good? How's it been made? What potential chemicals could be in it? Is it organic or is it not? With wood mulch for a pathway, it's not really a problem. Now, they do say some of these dyes that are sprayed on the mulches, if you go not natural, that can cause problems. And there's cocoa mulch, which tastes like or smells like chocolate. That's not good for dogs, and it can cause mold and mildew on your pathway. So just a regular wood mulch that you get from a tree service would be just fine, and 2 to 4 inches. And now keep in mind that 2 to 4 inches over the course of 1, 3, 5 years is going to break down. You're going to need to reapply. All right, Holly, next question here. As I harvest my garlic scapes and soon to harvest my garlic, what can I do with all these garlic scapes?
Sure. So I like to often cut them up and put them into different stir fries or dishes. I actually made some homemade burrito bowls, so I included them with the onions and peppers that I had cut up, and then Joey did some stir-fry vegetables recently, and we added that to those. And then you can make garlic scape pesto. You definitely want to...
It's rich.
It's rich. So you want to cut it with some basil and just utilize it like you would maybe...
What would you say ratio-wise on that?
I would say like normal, if you are making pesto, normally whatever it calls for garlic cloves, I would just double that amount in garlic scapes, or maybe even triple it, because it does have a strong garlic flavor. I wouldn't do like solely just garlic scapes. I would definitely make sure you do at least half and half, or 1/4 to 3/4 basil. Or you could, if you have kale, you could do like a kale pesto as well. So definitely like kind of what you would maybe use garlic for, but just a little bit more. I know, like in our stir fry, and
you can throw them on the grill too.
Yeah, you can grill them.
But this is not something you're going to eat raw. you're going to have to process it in some form or fashion because it is very, it's like eating a thick piece of grass, the density of it. So
you do want to cook it somehow.
Cook it somehow. But yeah, and then I guess you can freeze that basil, or not that basil. You could freeze that pesto, right?
Yeah, you can freeze the pesto. You could even do like an herb butter. I think with the garlic scapes, make like a garlic scape butter. If you ever make herb butter, that's an option as well.
Well, we talked to Greg Peterson the segment before here, and this is something that many high-end restaurants seek out for garlic scapes, because garlic scapes typically happen 2 weeks a year on hard neck garlic, and that's it. It's not like you can get a pineapple anytime you want. It is a certain amount of time, and that's it. So many different options, great sources online on what you can do with your garlic scapes. But it's a hardneck garlic, so if you've not grown hardneck garlic or not grown garlic at all, that is what you want to do, and you harvest the garlic scapes about 2 to 4 weeks before you actually dig up the garlic bulbs, because you're removing the scapes in order to put more energy into the bulb to get the larger bulb.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.